Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Beauty of Language. So today in this video I'll be discussing about the central themes in the poem dealing with the critical analysis and the poetic devices used here. The line by line explanation of the video is out, so do watch it and share it among your friends. So first thing first, let me give you all a quick recap of the poem so that you can get an idea about what we had discussed in the previous video. So the poem talks about a tiny bonsai tree planted in a pretty pot. Naturally, this tree could have grown up to 80 feet tall and been strong enough to only be hurt by lightning. But instead, a gardener keeps trimming it down just to 9 inches, singing softly as it does it. So the way the poem describes the tree's potential in long flowing lines and then sharply cuts to the short line. It is 9 inches high, shows how much the tree's growth has been limited. So the bonsai tree becomes a symbol for women in a male-dominated society. Just like the tree, women are shaped, women are controlled and told to be small, weak and grateful for their limited roles. So the poem basically points out that if you want to control someone's growth, you have to start when they are young. It's not just about plants, it applies to people and even animals that are shaped according to others' expectations. The poet gives examples like foot binding, brainwashing, and forcing beauty standards like curling hair to show how society restricts women from a very young age. Now, in the end, the poet criticizes than those who claim to love what they are actually destroying. The title of the poem, A Work of Artifice, is actually catchy and attractive. The word artifice means trickery or something fake, which gives us a hint that the poem is what? About more than just little bonsai tree. And as you will read the poem, it becomes clear that the tree is actually a symbol for women who are held back and controlled in a world where men have more power. So just like the bonsai is kept small in a pretty pot, women are also expected to stay inside the house, do chores, and believe that being quiet, gentle, and domestic is what their true purpose is. Now, this mindset doesn't happen by accident, but it is actually taught from a very young age. So, the gardener in the poem could be seen as any man in power, a husband, a father, or society in general, who keeps trimming back women's potential and make sure she stays in her place. So, she's even made to look a certain way to please men, like curling her hair or, in extreme cases, binding her feet. So the last lines of the poem are super ironic. The same man who is limiting the woman still expects her to love him and care for him. So through this poem, Marge Piercy shows how sad it is that many women accept these roles without even realizing that they have been tricked into thinking that it's all natural, it's all normal. They don't see how their chances to grow, explore, and be free are being cut off so that they never ask for equal rights. Now, this poem works on two levels. You can read it as a simple story about a tree or as a deeper message about the way women are treated. And you know what the beauty of the poem is? It's smart wordplay and powerful use of irony by the poet. So the poem uses an image of a bonsai tree which is trimmed and kept tiny to show how women are held back and limited in a society. Just like the tree, it is stuck in a small pot. Women are often stuck in their roles or certain spaces. The poem talks about how society teaches people, especially women, from a very young age to follow certain rules. So this is shown through a gardener who starts cutting the bonsai early on to make sure that it stays small. And the poem points out unfair traditional gender roles that women are expected to be small, weak, domestic, pretty, all while their real potential is being held back. It shows that how society treats women unequally, expecting them to be nurturing and attractive, putting a limit on what they can really achieve. The bonsai tree, which could have grown into a huge, strong tree in the wild, stands for the freedom and potential that many people, especially women, never got to fully reach. So the poem pushes readers to question these unfair rules that stop people from growing into their true selves. So the poem uses irony to call out the unfairness of a male dominated society. So the gardener, who represents the people or systems that hold women back, keeps the bonsai small but still expects it to be beautiful and loving. It's the same way the society expects them to be caring and sweet while also holding them down. The first one is metaphor. So you know that it is a figure of speech where comparison is implied. It's not clearly stated without using the word like or as. So in the poem, the bonsai tree stands for women who have to deal with unfair treatment, discrimination, and are held back in the male dominated society. The poet shows that women have the power and potential to do big things, but they are stopped from reaching it because they are constantly controlled, constantly suppressed. Next is personification, a figure of speech where abstract ideas are given. You will like trees, you know this, right? Now, in this, the poet personifies that the bonsai tree by using which words? By using the words like brain and hair. The next is apostrophe, which is a figure of speech where the speaker directly addresses someone or something. Now, here, this someone or something cannot present or cannot respond in reality. The poet makes use of this apostrophe and addresses both women and the tree. So, PSC basically tries to emphasize the way directly or indirectly society prevents women from reaching their full potential through these lines. The bound feet, the crippled brain, the hair and curlers, the hands you love to touch. The next poetic device that has been used is symbolism, and the symbolism, as the word, the name itself suggests, that where the symbols are used to represent any idea or any quality. So, in the poem, bonsai tree represents the individual, particularly women that are restricted by society and its expectations. Next one is gardener, which represents societal forces that control and shape individuals, the male section of the society. Then the pot, which represents the limitations that are put around an individual's potential. And there is the mention of bound feet, crippled brain, hair and curlers. These symbolize that specific practices of the society that restrict personal growth of an individual, and that individual, particularly women. The next is irony. The gardener's words, "It is your nature to be small and cozy, how lucky little tree," are filled with irony. So he justifies the limitations as the tree's unnatural state, which is in fact an imposed condition. The next is allusion. So the poem also uses allusion, which means indicating at other stories or cultural practices to show how women's growth and potential are held back by restrictions. For example, bound feet is an allusion to the pre-revolutionary Chinese practice of binding women's feet, as small feet were considered as a symbol of beauty. So that was all about the critical analysis, central theme, and poetic devices used in the poem, a work of artifice. I hope it was easy for you to understand. If you still have any doubts or queries, feel free to ask me in the comment section. See you in my next video. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.